Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you are doing well. I wanted to do a test run of what I shared last week that I'm going to start doing, and that is daily lives throughout the week. So, Monday through Friday. And each live will be around, a money topic of the day. So, I'm not starting this to the first week of November. I did it today because a really good article came out today that was shared everywhere. I'm actually going to write a blog post about it that's going to come out this week for everybody that's on my email list. And it was about the recession that is coming. And basically, a study that went out, people are ready for it. So about 40% of people that they studied said they would not be ready if a recession happened within the next 6 to 12 months. That's 40% of people said they would not be ready for a recession if it happened 6 to 12 months from now. And they went through other percentages as well. The overall story of this story, which is on bankrate.com and other ones, if you put in recession, all those articles that shared the same information will come up on Google. So this was a story from today. This is how I'm going to do it in the future. I'm going to take a topic from a story that I shared within social media, shared within the news. Take that, share money topics, money tips, money strategies that you can take advantage of. So there is not a question if, the question is when a recession is coming. So a recession is coming. This country, most of the world, has had a great about 9 years of prosperity and just things going up, 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 up. The only thing that has been going down is the manufacturing portion of the economy in the States, not around the world, but in the States. And so that's where you're seeing a lot of the layoffs. And then, of course, the retail apocalypse is also happening. So those who are in manufacturing and the retail apocalypse, they are already having their own mini recession because of the layoffs. So they are kind of ahead of the curve. Before the recession, they're already bunkering down, getting their savings together. But everybody else who is not in those industries are tending to just ride this wave and not thinking about what is going to happen in the future, not what is going to happen in the future. So I wanted to give you a few quick tips that you need to get done in order to make sure that you take advantage of the recession instead of the recession taking advantage of you. The first one is to make sure that you are out of as much debt as possible. So maybe you can't get debt free within the next year. That's fine. But you should have much, less debt than you have today. Like if you owe, people $20,000 today, you should have it down to 15 or less within a year. And those who've heard me speak on stage, those of you who have my books, you know the strategies that make that happen. So there's no excuse. If you owe somebody $20,000, whatever it is, it needs to be significantly less before the recession comes, and it's coming. Second, that's the first tip. Second tip is that you need to save up your money. You need to get a treasure chest together of money, a savings emergency fund, what I call in case you're breathing fund. I like it to be a year's worth of expenses, but I will settle with you having 6 months of expenses saved. So whatever your expenses are each month, are they $2,000? I want 6 months of that. I want $12,000 saved. Make it happen. What this does is that when a recession hits, and let's say there is a threat to your job, you have at least 6 months of expenses saved to weather out the storm and to be able to find another job, another career that pays you the same amount of money that you was making on the one you got laid off with or more. And you won't feel stressed about it. And you can take your time. You can actually take almost 6 months because you had that money saved. And then when you have things like unemployment coming in, that money continues to help you survive until you get a new job. So tip number 1, get as much debt as you can out your life. Tip number 2, is to get a large emergency fund. And tip number 3 is to erase your credit card debt. So those of you who follow me on social media, and for those who are new to me, you found this on Discover page, I'm Janae Adams. I paid off $50,000 of debt in 2 years. And so I'm giving you some of the strategies that I use, because when I was paying off this $50,000 of debt in 2 years, it was during the 2008 Great Recession. So I am telling you about hard times during a recession for me. And during that time, the Great Recession took advantage of me, but I'm going to take advantage of the next recession. Okay? I'm going to take advantage of the next recession. And that's just what it's going to be. So I'm trying to help you do the same. But get rid of credit card debt. If you have credit card debt in your life, get rid of it. Okay? Because if you don't pay those people, they will sue you, and they will win, and they will get their money. Okay? So get credit card debt out of your life. And when you get it out of your life, cut up the credit cards, because they end up putting you in debt. You all that know me know me. No, I don't have credit cards. I haven't had credit cards in over a decade. And I live my life just fine. So you don't need them. They are a crutch. Don't let nobody tell you nothing. The reason people have credit cards is just in case something happens. You know what happens if something is emergency? Oh, you use your emergency fund, not somebody else's money that you got to pay back with interest. So those are my 3 tips for today's topic. And this is exactly how I'm going to do it in the future, the first week in November. It could be, I can either, do this live, and I'm going to do it on Instagram and Periscope. I can end up doing this live 9 o'clock in the morning. I might do it 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. I may have my hair up in a ponytail, no makeup, no drip, nothing. It's just, I'm coming on with the money topic of the day, and give you some strategies. So today, strategies: 1, get out of as much debt as you can over the next 6 months to a year. 2, save you up at least 6 months of an emergency fund. 3, get out of credit card debt and get rid of your credit card, so you never be tempted to get into that credit card debt again. All right, so I hope everybody enjoyed these tips. Those who didn't see my stories, thank you to the ladies of AKA at WSSU. Thank you all for inviting me tonight. Over 100 ladies showed up, and we got down to business talking about salary negotiation. We talked about charging your worth like it was a room full of women. And we talked a lot about how to get your strategy together, get to where you need to be. Texas State University. I will see you on Friday. We're going to do a meet and greet. That's invite only from what I understand, but then we're going to do a campus-wide program. I believe it's 7 p.m. Okay, yeah, I think it's 7 p.m. Yeah, so everybody's invited to that. What else? Next week, I speak in Kansas on next Saturday. And then the next week, I speak in Chicago. And that's as far as I got right now. I think as far as my speed engagements that I can think of. So those are at least the next 3 weeks of speaking engagements. So I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. I may be in Miami next week. We're still working on that, see if that's going to work out. All right, so those are your 3 tips. Make sure if you just getting on, make sure you watch the live again so you can get those 3 tips. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.